There's something they say about conversations. One good conversation can shift the direction of change forever. As Africa's global bank, present in 20 African countries, the UK, New York, and Paris, we are more than just being the people's bank. We are more than tall buildings, beautiful people, black suits, and red ties. We are an organization that cares for you because you matter. Your health, your dreams, your finances, your lifestyle, you name it. So if no one will have it, we'll have the conversations that matter the most to you. You know why? Because you matter. Join us. Health, they say, is wealth, because good health is considered the most valuable and precious asset for every individual. In recent years, tremendous progress has been made towards providing health information in Africa, thanks to technological advancements. However, guaranteeing that information is within reach and easy to comprehend remains an issue because many Africans practice healthy living based off hearsay, myths and assumptions, coupled with fast-spreading misinformation online, which is hard to contain. For any medical practitioner, this can make it harder to do your job. You are faced with a patient who has all the wrong answers but think that they are right. And although the healthcare industry in Africa may have not been quick to adopt social media as an information disseminating tool, today's healthcare professionals are exploring these platforms to promote awareness and share accurate health information. Because really, these conversations need to be held. Our guest on this episode, Dr. Chinonso Egemba, aka Aproko Doctor, is an award-winning doctor who provides relatable medical advice and hands-on solutions for everyday healthcare. My name is Mario Currie, and on Conversations That Matter, we will be discussing pioneering medical influencing with Aproko Doctor. We're just going to go right into the questions. Why? Why did you start this? What happened? What influenced this, and when did it all start?
So I think I said this a couple of times, but it was in medical school.
Okay.
I was in my 500 level and we came to the clinic. And there was this particular man who came in and he had a stroke. We had sat down with him and taken some questions and answers. You know, we call it clerking. And when we were done, we got to see the doctor together with him. You know, the doctor laid down do's and don'ts, things you shouldn't do, things you should do. And I forgot about it up until my final year.
Okay.
And my final year, we got back to the same ward again. And here was this same man.
Okay.
This time with another stroke.
Wow.
Unfortunately, he did not recover from that.
Oh.
And it got me thinking, why did he get to this point? Is it that he did not understand what the doctor had said? And it got me realizing that there is a dearth of medical information out there. You know, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people, just like what you said during the intro, a lot of people are running their medical lives based on hearsay.
True.
And I decided, you know, I was going to do something about it. Rather than just reach one patient a day, I was going to reach out to a lot more people.
So bridging the gap between medicine and the common man.
Exactly.
Awesome, lovely. So I know you run this on your social media, you know, different videos addressing different topics, even the topics that, you know, are somewhat like a taboo, right? So it's easy to say that you're not sticking to a specific topic, right? You're tackling different healthcare topics. Is there a reason why it's not specialized? Is there a reason why you're touching different aspects of, you know, the healthcare?
Yes, because so before I delved into this full time, I was a general practitioner.
Okay.
And also a public health practitioner. So, and my main focus were NTDs, you know, non-communicable diseases,
Okay.
and sexual health.
Oh, okay.
So that alone would, you know, require me to, you know, touch a couple of things, lifestyle, a little bit of, you know, sexual health here and there.
Okay. All right. Okay, so as a young person doing something differently, right? Do you think people take you seriously? I mean, based off, you know, the information that you put out there, and then because you're putting it on social media and you're doing funny skits, you know, trying to pass, you know, information. Do you think people take you seriously? And so far, what do you think the effect of all of this that you've been doing has been on people?
Initially, no. People did not take it seriously. Initially, you know, doctors, people had an opinion of doctors, prim, proper, no single hair out of place. And here was this young man became vocal on Twitter and, you know, sharing health information. And because my methods were unconventional, I got a lot of heat for it.
Oh.
You know, from
Professionally?
yes. So
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of heat from doctors at first.
Oh, wow.
You know, who is this guy who's wasting his time on social media? You know, people snickering behind me and saying I was wasting my time. It was not noble.
Wow.
Because medicine is thought of.
I mean, a noble profession, yes.
So why would you be doing this? Why would you?
And even when you're quote here, I should have you sanctioned.
So why should you be influencing? And then the second, you know, round of hits came from the public.
People you are giving information
Yes,
to.
People I was giving information to, and you know, it came. Why is he not talking like a doctor?
True.
Because one of the things I decided to do was, in an effort to bridge the gap, I was not going to sound like a doctor. I was not going to use any medical jargon whatsoever.
Exactly.
So I was going to
Relatable
break
stuff.
down the information in everyday language, and that required me to sound like their friend rather than sound like the doctor. Because the aim of this is for people to get the information,
Okay.
not for you to, you know, feel good about yourself. So, and then I got hit, but I didn't let it stop me. Of course, there were days I felt bad, you know,
But it just kept
but I
going.
just kept going, and I, you know, kept going. And I think right now, some people are beginning to take me serious. How has it affected lives? There's a baby, baby Raina, whose life was saved by a certain information I shared on Twitter.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So
Video or tweet?
it was a tweet. It was a thread. Yeah. So I
What
shared
topic?
a thread on what to do when a baby's choking. So
A lot of people don't know
yeah.
that.
And
Panic,
you know-
panic just sets in.
Yeah, panic just sets in. And here in Africa, we believe water is the solution for any.
I mean,
So it's either you pour water or you give them water to drink or you slap or you know something. And this baby swallowed her elder sister's earring, and she was really choking. And her husband, you know, in that moment of panic, did not know what to do and was about to feed the baby water, which would have made things worse.
oh my God.
And the mother came in and asked her what's happening. I could see her daughter visibly, you know, choking. And she remembered the thread. For some reason, I have no idea why I stuck, but she remembered the thread and did exactly what I did. Got the baby and, you know, a few backslaps here and there. And
Oh,
daughter's
wow.
life was saved. She dedicated a whole thread to me and said, you know, this baby's going to be a good baby.
That must have felt so good.
Yeah, definitely. You know, because that was at the point where I was getting the hits from the public. So it gave me some kind
Changing
of
narrative
yes.
for you, so people started viewing differently.
Exactly. And then secondly, I think somewhere in Onitsha, someone had a seizure.
Oh, wow.
And right before then, I had said something about not putting spoons into the mouths of people who have seizures.
Yes, I think that there's a
Because-
whole.
yes, because it's very common practice here.
Yeah.
And you know, when this person was having a seizure or someone quickly ran online, you know, got my tips and they used it to help that person.
No way.
And that's just two out of so many stories I've heard. So
You must be
that's-
proud.
You know, I am.
So you started from tweets, then you transitioned to video content. Was it that the tweets were not doing enough justice?
Funnily enough, I started from Facebook. So I started with videos. Videos were shot in my office, my consulting office, with my phone. But it wasn't getting the traction I needed it to get.
Oh.
So I left Instagram and Facebook and moved to Twitter. For some reason, Twitter just took fire because Twitter caught fire because it's very conversational. And you know, I could share tweets, share stories, you know, share photos, and somebody who is not even following you gets to see.
Just to see.
I think that was what, you know, gave me the traction I needed, and I needed to now go back to creating video content because that's where the future of
Digital.
digital is.
Okay, nice. For young people, I feel like we have a long way to go when it comes to our health, you know, paying attention to our health and all of that. What are your concerns for young people as regards, their health? And what is it that you wish people took more seriously, and why?
So when we as young people like to think that, there's a whole world ahead there of us, which is true. But we also like to think that, time is forever.
I mean.
But what we fail to realize is our actions today influence our health tomorrow. People don't just wake up at 50 with hypertension. Sometimes there is a plethora of lifestyle changes.
like a build up.
Thank you. So there's like a build up, there's not taking your diet seriously, there's not exercising, there's risky sexual practices. And so these were the things I decided to focus more on, because if my plan was to reach the older generation, I probably would not be using social media.
Definitely.
I would use the traditional media. So it was more about the young people knowing that and understanding that I am responsible for my health. The same way people go get Apple Watches, not just because of the way it looks, because I want to count my steps and know my heart rate. I also wanted people to be responsible for their health care, but this time armed with the right knowledge.
Okay. So for the working professional, right? When it comes to keeping up with healthy practices or maintaining a healthy lifestyle, there are lots of excuses that will come up. I mean, we're in Lagos. There's traffic. There's traffic. There's always work that needs to be done. And I mean, on weekends, when you just want to, in your mind, you're like, I'm going to work out this weekend, I'm going to do something this weekend, you just crash, like you just sleep, right? How does one create that balance? How do you manage to live a healthy lifestyle, but still maintaining your 9 to 5?
I know, yes, those concerns are valid. We live in a fast-paced world,
Very
especially
fast-paced.
Lagos, and the demands are high. But the truth is, if you actually understand how important this is to you, nobody makes an excuse for not eating. They find an excuse.
True.
So the same way too, I want people to understand that the same way you think eating is important is the same way you should also say taking your health is important. So exercise has to be.
So exercise is very important?
Very important.
Okay.
Very important, especially, one of the most important NCDs that exercise, helps fight against is hypertension, diabetes, and even cancer.
Cancer?
Yes. So, because, when you build a healthy lifestyle of exercising, first of all, reduces your blood pressure, reduces your chances of getting diabetes. And so I want young people to actually take exercise seriously. For people who, work sedentary, jobs, I would say don't sit too long. I try not to sit for 2 hours at a stretch.
Oh, okay.
Because that's also a risk factor for a lot of diseases. Yes. So
when you say a lot of diseases, diseases like what?
Just like we mentioned, hypertension, diabetes, metabolic syndrome.
Okay.
And these are things that, we try to fight against. So try to be active. So yes, you may not be able to, do the push-up in the office, but I set a time on my watch. The moment, I've sat down for a very long time, it gives me a reminder, hey, please stand up and move.
I feel like I should stand up and move to exercise my body right now.
So you stand up, move around, sit down back, do that. Some people try to work standing. Other people will try to type standing and all that. So these are, small things that people could do. So.
Okay, so how do you measure success based off all of the stuff that you've been putting out and everything that you've been doing so far?
Success for me is effectively influencing behaviors, people's health behaviors. First of all, health-seeking behaviors. A lot of people don't believe in going to the hospitals, for many reasons.
I like to go to the hospital though.
Many people don't.
True.
The people on the street would rather take a boom than go to the hospital. And I would like to, change that.
But sorry to cut you, but somehow, all of this, Agbo for instance, has somehow proven to work, or not? So is it a thing of the mind now, or I don't know how that works, because I know doctors will say go to a hospital as opposed to just self-medicating. So how do you balance that out?
I'll share a secret with you. Someone found out that her favorite Agbo seller was mixing pain medication into Agbo drink.
Okay.
And so, at some point
I
she took
see.
it and then started sweating immediately. And the people who tend to patronize these sellers are the bricklayers, the people who work all day. And so most times they're the joint pains, they're tired, their muscles are aching. And so I need my drink to work or else people won't come back. So most times they're pushed to, cut corners. I am not saying that Agbo is bad entirely.
Okay.
But the issue that, we Orthodox practitioners have with it is, first of all, there's no dosage.
True.
There's no
So it's
knowledge
not
of the side
regulated.
effects. And so you don't regulate these things. And then we have an increase in kidney failure, up and down. And one of the primary causes of it is the herbal medications. Yeah. So those are the things we want to change. Those are the things. Yes, so even if people go to take herbal medications, as is done in many other countries, let's regulate it. Let us be clear. What are the ingredients? What is being used? So yes,
it's a whole conversation entirely. But yes, let's get back to that.
So yes, success for me is influencing those health behaviors. What I want to do, the next phase of what I want to do is research and try to find out, okay, what methods have worked? What should we improve on? Is there any way we could make this better? I know, yes, there are some things that we will be able to measure and some things that we won't be able to measure.
Sure.
There are people who may never meet. But, when I run a research and see how has social media affected or changed your health-seeking behavior, then we'll know whether I've been successful or not.
Okay. Doing all of this, putting the videos out, I know that there is a whole lot of work that goes on behind the scenes. How have you been able to manage the dynamics of content creation to ensure that, you're still creating value?
Partnerships. For me. Initially, I used to do it alone. I would set up the camera, set up the lights, and shoot. And I knew I was not going to last very long because I was breaking the same rules. I was helping people. I was teaching people to manage stress, but I was stressed. And so I decided to partner with someone who decided, okay, I will take care of the creative process. You just focus on the content. And that has made life easy for me.
So I know that you're running this as a business, from just content creation, from just putting out tweets. It's a business right now. How has it been transitioning from mere content creation into a business in Africa, and what has been the triumph moments for you?
At some point we realized we're going to need partners because creating content is expensive.
Okay. People don't say this a lot though.
People don't say this. People just assume it's point and shoot. But
yeah, set up your camera and they're good to go.
But it's expensive.
Okay.
And we realized we needed partners. And so the challenge became, where would we get brands to partner with us? Because what we do is basically content creation. And so we got some brands, who partnered, who spoke to us, who would like to sponsor a few of your content. Got brands who had some CSR that were in line with what we do. The moments of triumph for me was being contacted by the International Planned Parenthood Federation of Africa.
Okay. Yeah. That's huge.
And, when we got the mail, at first I was like, whoa, wait.
Let me take this all in.
And that's a moment of triumph. There's another moment of triumph, but I'm not allowed to share it yet.
All right.
So up until we see it,
okay.
That's another moment of triumph. But so far, I would say it's been good. It's been signs that I've been on the right path, and would like to continue this for as long as I can.
Okay. So final question: do you think more people need to follow in this line?
Definitely, because one person cannot do it alone. But one of the ways we're going to improve our healthcare, especially in Africa, is to attack ignorance.
Attack ignorance.
Yes,
okay, that's key.
Especially when it has to do with medical knowledge. And there are certain communities I will never be able to reach out to.
Sure.
I understand that perfectly. And so we'll need people who can speak the languages of different people. Now, I'm not just talking about, dialects. I'm talking about communities, people they feel connected to. And the more medical practitioners we have doing this, because the same way we have, false information going on, and people will just sit down and decide to create misinformation.
Sure.
And so we need more people to also counter it with, the right information. And of course, right now I see people sending, videos to my DM and say, "Doctor, is this advisable? I saw it on someone else's page." And, someone makes a post and they're like, "Have you asked this person about it yet?" And so we now realize that people are now beginning to tell what's true
and what
and
isn't.
what's not. So then there needs to be a lot more people doing this. It needs to be a career path.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Behavioral change.
I like this. I love the sound of that. I love the sound of that.
Yeah. So behavioral change modification, behavior influencing when it has to do with health.
Nice. Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. This has been an insightful conversation. Very interesting. Learned a few things. Thank you so much. All right, guys. I had an amazing time with Aproko Doctor discussing all things health. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at UBA Group. And until next time, I am Marie Okuri. See you soon.